Hello and welcome to Just a Tiny Amount, your channel for all things stop motion. I'm Gordon Craig, and today we're going to be talking about one of the other illusions of animation. As well as being tricked thinking that the puppet is moving, the brain can also be tricked into thinking that that puppet is also speaking. Now, before I make any more of the gorilla puppet that you may have seen in previous videos, I want to talk to you about some of the decisions around the puppet's head, and in particular its mouth, as we discuss lip syncing. In any film, it's important to know which character is speaking. In animation, sometimes people get around the complexity of lip syncing by having the camera focus on the relevant character who then waves their arms around. Sometimes a character will open and close their mouth without any attempt to match it to the words being said. Whilst this helps with animations that are going to be dubbed into several different languages, it is not what I'm going to be focusing on in this video. Our brains are actually very forgiving when it comes to the illusion of speech. It is only when the lips and the words fall totally out of sync that things get distracting. You only need a set number of mouth shapes to make it look like a character is talking. For someone speaking English, these are around 11 distinct shapes, which are roughly as follows. Start off with the rest position when the character is not speaking. This is a relaxed mouth with the lips together. Then, if you make the lips a bit more active and pursed, you get the shape for the letters M, B and P. Opening the mouth slightly and showing a bit of teeth gives the real workhorse position, which covers the letters C, D, G, J, K, N, R, S, T, Y and Z. It can also be used for the ch and sh sounds. Opening this mouth up a bit more, you get the shape for the letters A and I. Widening it, you get the shape for the sound E. With a smaller mouth and the top teeth biting the bottom lip, you get the shape for the letters F and V. If the tongue sticks out in front of the top teeth, you get the shape for the th sound. If the tongue is behind the top teeth, then it's the L sound. Opening the mouth into a wide circle, you get the O shape. With a slightly smaller mouth with more puckered lips, that becomes more of a U shape. And finally, with a smaller mouth still and a bigger pucker, you get the W and Q shape. You might be able to get away with fewer shapes. For instance, you might want to use your rest position for M, B and P. Or you could use the same shape for E as you do for A and I. Now that you know these shapes, do not fall into the trap of thinking you need to spell out every single letter of every single word with them. The joy of the illusion is that you only need to hit the key sounds in a sentence, which normally either fall at the beginning and end of words, and some of the strong syllables in the middle. For instance, if I were to plan the lip syncing for the sentence, "What words should I animate?" I would probably go with the W and T of what, followed by the W and S of words. For should, seeing that we're already in the S position, and this is the same as the sh and the D, this means that we don't have to do anything with that. So we can move straight onto the I, which would take the I shape. For animate, we're already in the right position for A, so we would hit the N, the M, and then the A, finishing with the rest position. The result would look something like this. What words should I animate? Now that you have the mouth shapes for your character, you need to decide how to express them on your puppet. Some people stick pieces of paper to the puppet, or draw the shapes on in post-production. Others can shape the lips of their puppet into the desired speech, if the character is made of clay, or it has an armature inside it. This is useful for adding subtleties to the speech, such as if the character is snarling or whispering. For the gorilla puppet, I was thinking of using something called replacement animation, which is where you have a set of prefabricated mouth shapes that you swap out as required. Whilst this adds on a lot more effort into actually creating the puppets and all of their mouths, plus some post-production for removing the gaps between the mouth and the rest of the head, it does speed up the actual filming process. In a future tutorial Tuesday, I will show you how we're going to cast these mouths out of plastic. Until then, this is Just a Tiny Amount. I'm Gordon Craig, and I shall see you next week.